aquí. Sí, tranquilo, ¿qué? Eso está bien. Eso sí. Buen perro, eso sí. Quédate ahí, quédate ahí. Eso sí. Mira cómo está. Está balanceado, ¿no? Eso sí. So that's how foggy it is outside right now. And I'm just sitting here with Rex. We're just waiting for our friend Jim. And I'm very concerned for him because you can see how foggy it is. He's in a wheelchair and it's very slippery right now. I was walking with my dog and I'm just slipping by myself. I took a picture of my dog, you can see it, 2 pictures, and I can barely see the picture because there's so much fog in it. Like that light that's right in front of us is barely visible. The camera can barely focus on it. So when I was walking through the alley that we come through sometimes, where he usually goes home, the alley is pitch black, but also you can't see really in front of you. And our friend here has the tradition of wearing, for some reason, sunglasses. So yeah, Jim is a little strange in that sense, but he's an excellent guy. But he just does things that doesn't make sense, like wear sunglasses right now. He says it helps him see. Maybe it's because of his condition. Who knows what it is, but he does stuff like that. And right now I'm very concerned. So right now we're just sitting here and just waiting for him. Rex can't pick him up anywhere. We looked all throughout the neighborhood and we can't see him. So I'm just gonna wait for him here for like 15 minutes, half an hour. Wait for a bus or two to pass by, see if he gets off it. If he doesn't, I'm gonna take one more search around the area and then I'm gonna go see if he's home. I went to go knock on his caretaker's door and his caretaker's like such a mean person. I don't know what her problem is. It looks like, you know, I don't know what it is, but these people are paid to take care of him, and I don't know, it's just a weird person, just very aggressive caretaker who just weird. I went to go warn her about, you know, the conditions that I'm seeing here, and she's just not a good person, not a good person. So I'm just very concerned right now, and I'm just standing out here waiting for him with Rex. So I'm gonna pray to God here that everything's okay and that he goes home well. I'm gonna take another look after this, and if I don't find him within 1 hour, 2 hours, I'm gonna go home, or I'm gonna take the dog home and I'm gonna continue looking and try his cell phone. But yeah, no, it's just look how foggy it is for a guy in a wheelchair, and this is all icy right now. Like I got skateboarding shoes on and they're slipping, so that's how bad it is. So I'm gonna anyways take a break from the camera here, and just wanted to record that to, you know, just make sure I got a record of it in case anything has happened. Anyways, wish him luck, guys. Alright guys, so one bus has passed and I still don't see him anywhere. I hope that magically or somehow he got some ride or came in some like handy dart bus that took him home and I didn't see him come here. I really hope that, because the fog is getting just thicker. It's getting more and more thicker, and my dog is starting to get cold. I'm starting to get cold, and yeah, everybody's turning on their super lights and having caution when they're driving down the street. I wouldn't be able to you know, just cross the street like that. So I'm gonna wait for another 15 minutes, wait for the next bus at least, and if he's not back, I'm gonna take a look, and I'm gonna go knock on his door one last time and then call it quits. I hope to God that he's home. Alright guys, so this is the alley our friend is supposed to come down. I'm searching for him now, and I'm gonna take a search down towards my house to see if he traveled down a road that he travels sometimes to go to my house. because I was gonna meet up with him earlier, and I just didn't answer his phone call, and I didn't hear from him back. Oh, so I'm gonna run down this way to check. See, look how dark it is. Like he wears sunglasses, for Christ's sakes. Like, I don't know why he does that, but see, look at that. I'm slipping. My dog's like pulling me, and I'm slipping like a skateboard here. Look at this. Like, my camera can't even pick this up. There's a light coming behind us, and look at that. You can barely see it. Well, I'm gonna hope to see see if he's if he's home. If he's home, then I'm gonna be like, where were you, man? I was trying to look for you because I couldn't find you, dude. Oh. All right, so I'm gonna try his house here, and we'll see what happens. It's so dark here, you can't see anything. All right, guys, so we found our friend Jim, and he's coming from another of our friend's house. It's just that he didn't answer his phone. He didn't have access to his phone, so he just didn't answer his phone, and it's kind of getting late. But still, we found him. He's on his way home, but still he has to take 2 buses, and he still has to travel through this bloody, slippery alley. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go find him at the bus stop, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take him home, because it's disgustingly slippery out here, and I can barely walk out here. It's a hazard for me just walking out here. So I can imagine this guy just rolling around on a wheelchair. You know, that's not going to be too cool. Last time when he was on his way to my house, he got caught in rocks, like just like a little heap of rocks on the side of the road. His chair got stuck, and out here it's like below zero. It's freezing. Like, there's ice on the ground. So it's like, you know, a guy in a wheelchair, inactive like that, doesn't matter what kind of jacket he's wearing, he could freeze. You know what I'm saying? Within like a few hours, he could just freeze out here, like even faster than a normal person. So it's just important that, like, you know, I find him and I just take him home, or at least for me in my mind. But anybody else can agree. Look at that. I can't see in front of me. I can't. The only reason I can see in front of me is because I know where I'm going, and I can see like just a little dim light that usually is very clear to me from that distance. So that's how bad it is right now, and I just get concerned for my friend. I'm not gonna have him rolling back like this alone, and you know, I'm gonna encourage him not to do that again for the future. You know, just don't travel when it's so bloody foggy and icy like this, unless you have someone that's going with you there and back. That's just my suggestion. You know, I can't live his life. Still foggy as heck. So we're just waiting for Jim now, and me and Rex are just sitting right here, and he is on this bit of cement here just chilling, and I bring this with me now. This is like a little veil that I put down, and I use it as a scarf while I walk, but when I stop with the dog, I just put it down, and then when I'm done standing in that area, or I've given the dog a break, or I've done talking with someone, I take this thing back up and I shake it off and I put it around my neck again, and then I take the dog home. So he's just chilling right now, just putting up with the cold with me, and also he's getting used to the cold. They got double padding basically on their feet, so they're good for this kind of weather. But at the same time, you know, I don't want to, you know, just expose my dog to unnecessary weather when he doesn't have to be. But right now, this is work for it. He's learning patience. He's sitting with me. He's not running around everywhere. If he does walk around, he comes back right away. And he's also getting used to the cars passing by. So right now, I let him go. I let him do his thing. But he's getting used to these cars passing by, because sometimes when I take him out, he just starts, you know, getting all hectic on the leash. So this is giving him a chance to gain some patience, and as well as just work with me, and as well as help me out as I wait for our friend that usually gives him little treats and snacks anyways. But I just hope that he makes it home good, and I can take him the rest of the way, because it's you saw that alley. That alley is just disgustingly dark, and it's really foggy out right now. You know, I don't mind just me and Rex going out and running, but it's just my friend's in the wheelchair, right? So it's like I don't feel comfortable just going home. Eso sí. Buen perro, eso sí. Quédate, quédate. Eso sí. Mira cómo está. Está balanceado, ¿no? Eso sí. It's actually harder to get to it than you think, isn't it? You think that the dog's just gonna easily tip it over and all the food's gonna come out. It's not that simple. They also don't bite it like you think they will. You know, like they want to chew right through it. They do, but they don't know if they should or not. So with that opening there, they constantly smell it and smell it and smell it. So instead of just ripping it up or knowing how to tilt it over right away, what they do is that they play with it for a while. And because it's a milk jug, you can get so many of them, so it's a toy that you can just give them all the time. And eventually one or two treats will fall out, and it will try to figure it out more and more. And this is a good pastime for them, so that they can spend time here while you're on the computer or something, or having to cook something, having to go out quickly. And this is what they'll do. They'll just focus on this for a while. So that's the little milk jug challenge. Now this has been around for quite a long time, and I just adopted the idea because it's a very good idea. It keeps the dog entertained, and it keeps you being able to do other things while it's entertained, and at the same time it's just something fun. So even if you take it out for its full exercise, you know, you give it this so it can have fun, it can have something to do. And yeah, it chews on it a little bit like that, but it's not gonna really get much out of it by chewing it like that. So let's see if we can move it a little bit. Come on. Eso sí, buen perro. Muévala, muévala. Get it to move it a little bit. And in that way, it plays with it, spends time with it rather than wanting to chew it. But once it figures out that chewing's not going to really work, then it's going to try different things. But also, because it's a little puppy, and its teeth are growing in, then it may just want to chew it as well. But as long as they're a little bit hungry, this is going to keep them occupied for quite a while. And this is the very first time that I try it, and I like it. Buen perro, eso sí. Eso sí. Eso sí, coja. Cola, cola. Eso sí. I don't know if that was counterproductive there for a second, but he's starting to play with it now. Now I put a little bit of evaporated milk in there with a little part of its rations, and it's kind of sticking to the sides, so when it does manage to tilt it over like that, it might get just a few treats rather than a lot of them spilling out. Now there's one right there, and it doesn't look like he's really focusing on it. And there's another one over there. Actually, there's quite a few over there. So he is bringing them out, but he's not really eating them. He's just playing with this thing. So I think he does want to chew a little bit too. I usually give him a few chew toys, but he plays with this stuff. He likes it. There you go, buddy. Don't get bored of it, come on. Yeah, but he can get bored of it. We just went out for like a 2-hour walk and run. Going out to go look for buddy Jim, who's in a wheelchair, and it was a very foggy, very icy and slippery night. And he did come home, came home late. He actually had someone guide him back home. And I was very concerned for him, so I was out for like 2 hours and something. Just kind of waiting for him, searching for him, making sure he was okay until we got contact of him, that he's at his friend's house. He actually finally answered his phone, and he ended up coming home very late, and someone had to actually help him come home because the alley was so was so full of fog, and it was so dark, and he was getting lost. So it was a good thing that I went out to go look for him, but there was not much I could do until he actually got into the area, and by then I couldn't just stay outside for like 3 hours, 4 hours waiting for the guy, especially with my dog here. I had to go home, but yeah, it was kind of frightening, but he finally got home. Hey, you finally found the treats, huh? Eso sí, buen perro, buen perro. Eso sí. Eso sí. Yeah, so as always I speak to my dog in Spanish. That's because the majority of us here, our family, everything, they speak Spanish, and it's just easier. It doesn't mix up the commands at a dog park. So I got a specific way of teaching it and commands and all that stuff. Certain exercises that I do with it, and just doing it in Spanish has made it easier. That collar that he has on, he's starting to grow it pretty fast. And I've already had to adjust it once, and very soon I'm going to have to adjust it again, but he's going to be fine for a little while. But he is growing very fast. I weighed him the very first time at like about 11 weeks something. No, sorry, about 10 weeks, and he was like 15 pounds. I weighed him like at 11 weeks something. He was almost like 22 pounds. So when I weigh him again, we'll see how much he weighs. So he does look like he's getting big very fast. His paws look like he's going to be a pretty big boy. He's going to be a tall guy, that's for sure. That nose of him must just be torturing him, because it has that super nose on him, and he's just like, man, where is it? No, but he's getting them. He's getting them. There's a few here. There's a few over there. So this whole setup here, I got this tarp on here specifically for just in case it goes to the bathroom. and I took away the crates and all that stuff and just left this little pen area, and I got that as a weight to kind of hold it down. And I got like an old memory foam mattress that I put on the bottom, one that I was going to throw away, but luckily I held on long enough to get the idea to put it here. And I got this big pink rabbit that I really don't like, but I got a while ago because I never seen something that big and it was free, so I took it home, cleaned it up, and I just had it for some sort of occasion, you know what I'm saying? Just like, what could I do with it? What kind of prank could I do with it? Like how could I use that rabbit? And all this stuff just came into play with the dog. And this rabbit, he lies on it. So he plays with it, he rips at it, he messes around with it. Sometimes he lies down on it, as he does right now. Actually, he always lies down on it. So whenever he's in here, which I'm going to start doing more permanently, he always lies down on here. Before, it was just a tiny little area to discourage him from going to the bathroom. So when he wants to go to the bathroom, instead of just going in his area, he starts to whine and gets me up, or gets me to come, and then I take him to the bathroom. But now that he's getting older, he's starting to ask to go to the bathroom, starting to go to the door, starting to go to specific spots. I'm taking away that little crate and most of the small area and just putting tarp all over the place. So if he does manage to have an accident, which I'm sure he's not unless, you know, I'm not there in time, he's going to be able to have it in a place where it's going to be able to be good. And he never pees on his friend there. Never pees on his friend. Never pees on his toys. He always tries to find like a little spot where he doesn't sit, doesn't do anything. And that works with that little tarp for now. That heater in the back, I have it inactive, so that way it doesn't, you know, bug the dog, doesn't have any air being burnt there. That way, you know, I know what kind of heat's in here, when it's being turned on, you know what I'm saying, what kind of airflow is going through here. So I made sure I turned off that heat. And I just got this little area right here in the corner of my room. It's temporary. Very soon he's going to be able to have roam of the house, but for now, this is where he is. He likes it. He's still playing with that toy. Still ripping at it. Not really a toy, it's actually like a piece of recyclable garbage, but for him it's like a little treasure. He's getting to play with it, getting to relieve his boredom, his stress, chewing on it a little bit, jumping on it a little bit, getting his agility up by moving around, using his nose, using his brain. So it's like a puzzle. That's what it is. It's a challenge that's a puzzle that he has to solve. And it just gets his mind working, you know, it gets him just focusing on something and wanting to get into it. And that's what I like, you know, especially for a scent hound like this. So especially when there's food in there and a little bit of evaporated milk. And the evaporated milk is so that it can be easy on his stomach for him to digest. And it just sticks that food to the wall. So whenever he does manage to jag one out, it comes out. And that's what's good about it. Are you getting bored? That's good. Rex. Rex. Aquí. 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 Venga aquí. Saluda. Aquí. Eso sí. Mano? Mano? Buen perro. See, that's him giving the hands. Buen perro. So he already gives the hands, knows how to roughly lie down, because I had to kind of switch the command, because I was using a command that I switched with another one, and that kind of confused him. So he's learning how to lie down, he knows how to go inside. He's knowing quite a bit of commands. Also finding, searching. I'm getting him using that nose to search stuff, at least just coming home, finding friends, certain objects. The object part is not really coming in too well because I'm not really focusing on it, but I have been introducing him finding stuff like his toys, hiding them, hiding pieces of food and getting him to search for it. So I'm trying to use his nose the best I can and just use what the breed is for, but in a way where he's not always chasing stuff up trees. I want him to get used to other animals, especially cats. And but when it comes to like rabbits, I may be hunting those in the future, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I want him to be able to hunt things that I want him to hunt, that I want him to find. But it's not going to be anything that involves bite work where he's coming in there and like chewing on the animal. No, it's all going to be done with hunting license, and I want to involve him in, you know, just searching stuff out, but also doing stuff like within the suburbs, you know, like maybe like a little search and rescue type stuff. It sounds like a lot to put on the dog, but it's really not. You know, just those are the expectations I have for my dog. Just to be able to use its nose to search, not just what I wanted to search, but stuff that, you know, he should search, like people that we know and stuff like that. Like be able to find home, the car. When I say go to the car, he's able to find it, because that's what these dogs do. Usually when the hunters go out, the hunters take a certain way. But when they start going back with the dogs, often the dog actually sniffs his own way back to the car, which is much faster, possibly the way that he came through, and that's actually something that is pretty beneficial. But at the same time, if you don't control that scent and the way that they do things, that can be bad for them. Actually, most of the time, whenever you take this dog out or have him going out in the yard, it's preferable that you have them fenced in. Well, actually, you always have to have them fenced in, and usually, most of the time, you have to have them on leash. Always. It just depends, but usually, usually you should have him on leash. And right now that he's young, he still comes to me. He's in that following stage. But when he's older, when I put him off leash, I'm going running, he may disappear on me. So these are just things that I got to think about, and as well over time, I'll figure it out for myself, and as well as other people that give me hints and experience with these kind of dogs. But I got experience enough, and as well understanding and the want to understand and work with the dog's traits. So the dog's not in a bad place for that. The dog's going to be used for what it's for, but as well I'm trying to do much more with it rather than just, you know, focusing on, you know, just at hunting or just basic stuff. I really want my dogs to function in a way where they work, where they impress. You know, let's just say I ever die or something happens, you know, I want them, you know, like to find something or be with someone, you know, that appreciates their talents and their skills. For my family to see their talents and their skills. When I show them to my friends, their talents and the skills, not to show off, but just, you know, to give the dog a good future as well, for it to be happy, for it to be intelligent. You know what I'm saying? Not just thrive off destructive behavior when you're not paying attention to it to the point where you got to, you know, put it away somewhere and forget about it. No. You know, I'd like to work with my dogs. I dream about being able to train them and work with them and see what I can get out of them and them out of me. And that's just the positive things of owning a dog. And that's the way my relationship is. Other people, they just want a dog to just chill there, and that's good. That's what my dog's going to do too. When I'm having a beer, just hanging out with some friends, I just wanted to learn its manners mainly. You know, but all this fun stuff, I want to do it with it now because I want to. And I know that it's going to have fun, receiving treats and getting rewards and appraisals and being able to do stuff using that wonderful body that it has. You know what I'm saying? That's the possibilities that I want to give my dog, and I think other people should, depending on the breed. That's why you should study what you get. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are saying, oh, dogs should be restricted and they should be like this, controlled and everything. You know, I say, yeah, to the most part, you got to protect dogs and their breeds and their genetics mainly, and as well as their safety, their health, you know what I'm saying, their dignity. But, you know, I think that it's people who buy these dogs, get these dogs, or whatever dog, is that they know what they're getting. They understand what that dog's made out of, and, you know, what it's going to go through if you don't take care of it properly. So there it goes again on the milk jug. So I keep making these updates and videos. I've been taking a break from my martial arts. I've been doing a lot of running and just working on my speed and stuff. But since I had my dog here, I've just been working on the dog. And when it comes to training myself for martial arts, I just take my dog out for running, and I train myself by having patience and teaching something else and sitting there and being tedious about it. And that's really benefited me. I think that this is a good lesson for my martial arts experience, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's good. I think it's really good. So meaning that's just my mindset with my dog, and I don't know what yours is with your dog or what you think about my dog or the way that I handle my dog, but this is what I do, you know what I'm saying? Even if I had a big farm, I would still put him in something like this just to kind of get him potty trained and still give him toys like this and give him that big old rabbit, you know, still put the same weight right there. No, actually I wouldn't do this whole thing if I had better resources. I would make it much more better. And but yeah, no, if that's all I had, that's still what I would do no matter how much money I had. So this is me. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like the idea, maybe you could use it for yourself. Let me know in the comments below and follow my updates. But this is what we got here. This has been 20 minutes that he's been playing with this. And I hope that he's not sniffing around to go to the bathroom. No, he knows his manners much more better, and I just took him out to the bathroom like 30 minutes ago. He's sniffing, he's looking for little kibbles and bits. Which I hate saying that. I would rather feed my dog a little bit of kibbles, the kibbles that it needs and all that stuff, as well with things that dogs can eat in variety. You know what I'm saying? Treat the dog like your own kid to a certain extent, but still understand that it's a dog, period. You know what I'm saying? Because as soon as you start treating your kids like your dogs like kids, you know, it's different. Your kids are kids, you know, they listen differently from dogs. So you got to understand that dogs are dogs. You got to put them in their place. You know what I'm saying? You got to correct those behaviors. You got to let the cuteness, you know, cutify you, but to a certain point, you know, where it's not distracting you from what you should do as owner with dog. So that's basically it. I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I got that little bit of understanding. Yes, buen perro, eso sí. No. Yeah, so whenever it bites like that, not tolerated. You know, because it's kind of pinched me on the face a couple times. And not good. My last dog, I didn't mean to do it, but this kid came up and grabbed its tail. He still talks about it to this day. We're actually going to go visit him soon. And he grabbed the kid's tail. I don't know what he did, but he grabbed the dog's tail and he yanked at it. And the dog turned around and just gave him like a little nip on the face. But that was enough to cut the little kid's face open, and the kid cried and everything. You know, so that's one thing that I'm just personally not going to tolerate, any sort of nipping on my hands or on my face or on my feet or anything like that. You know, he can nibble a little bit on my shirt and stuff like that, but to a certain point. And I'm going to stop that soon, very quick too. You know, now that he's trusting me more, understands that I'm his owner, what I expect of him. You know, not trying to scare him and just be super brutally disciplined with him, but yeah, he's learning that quick. And I am pretty lenient compared to people out there who, like, you know, are like professional dog trainers and stuff and train their dogs for shows. I see some of their dogs are so skinny, for Christ's sakes. It's almost like they're starving them just so that they can do all these tricks for treats. You know, and the way that they focus on them, it's like, you know, like, I think it's good, awesome, but at the same time, no, not good too. You know, you gotta let your puppy be a puppy to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like a kid. You take care of your kid, you let him play, but to a certain extent. You know, being a child's not about playing. A child's is about growing and learning and observing things, and at the same time playing and having fun and sleeping and being carefree. But I think today people got this idea of treating dogs and kids completely different. Kids need discipline. Like, not harsh discipline, but to a certain extent strict discipline at certain stages of their life. And dogs need it right away, to a certain extent. Let them be puppies. Let them do their thing when they come into your house. Give them about a week. But almost right away start passively giving them commands. But once that week's passed, that's my personal deadline. I don't know about you guys. But once that week has passed, then you start really pushing that training, you know, to a point where this dog's getting it. You know, not just like you're teaching it and you see that he's doing it sometimes. No, you got to make sure that he gets it. You know, if you really want your dog to do all those tricks and learn a bunch of stuff, but if you want good manners with your dog, treat your dog well and just be on it, on like white on rice when it does make mistakes. But the rest of the time, just let it be a dog, just like people do. But if you want to have these crazy show dogs and stuff, you know, that's what people do. They're very harsh on their dogs. But no, I kind of spoil my dog sometimes. I'm so lenient on my dog sometimes, but other times I'm very strict, especially when I see behaviors that I don't want. You know, I really focus on that. Now, this is not a bad behavior. He's just pushing that back. But maybe eventually I'm not going to want him to do that, so I would just say no. Want to play with your milk jug? Huh? ¿No? Mira, mira, bola, bola, eso sí. Eso que es, eso que es. Busca, busca, busca. Sí, buen perro. Look at it go, look at it go. Look at it go, wow, man. Alright guys, so that was my video for today, and I hope that you guys enjoyed the little tips I know as a person who's not starting off just training dogs, but you know, this is just what I know. I'm just like a regular Joe for training dogs, but I'm just training my dogs, and I hope that you guys learn from my mistakes, and as well as the progress that I make, and just the beautiful dog that I got here. I think it's a very beautiful young Redbone Coonhound male, and I'm very proud to have it. So I thank you guys who watched the updates and checked this stuff out, and I hope that it was entertaining for you guys too. Okay guys, until next time, take care and goodbye. Aki, Aki. Nope, he's playing. He's playing. And I'm gonna let him play. Alright guys, take care.